Choboy. Eyezu. Hey. NDC. Thank you very much. We would like to start the program with an opening prayer. And I would like to call on Reverend Father Solomon Atiga to give us the opening prayer. Reverend Father Solomon Atiga. Reverend Father Solomon Atiga. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to pray. I wish to pray in Kusal because my God understands me in Kusal. You all excuse me to pray in Kusal. So let us pray. Ba nebi nevosun sung yurzu amen. Te ba na bwinam te poso baraka zina darsun waka for nokate setela. Te meye fa dane fam winam borum ka for nok dabas kan wa zina nokate sete. Te so te de fiele zina darsun waka last kwele woni zina la. Te ba winam so se for nieme te nene ka yogo te nene bozugo zina time kan waka te bela. Da ane sanga kana ayel sanga bozugo gana kapor sumbok sum bog mep mor sumbok sum dine zuka so te fiele te ba winam sungumati katlama last kwele woni zina katlasa kabere nor yenne katlama last kwele woni la katana yangen na kalawin noriyene gumate dina ayat tot pogen gumate dina asundam pogen songumate katna las kalawin zinala katna la sad nimbane be yang nan ken na usafana bana pal la fina katna ma etmas yele kalawin usafana kanil bana bana dibinne katlas katya den ne yang song netete mal pogen to so the form wala ne for big the dan yezu kristo yurezu amen.
Thank you, Reverend Father. Eyezu. At this point, I would like to introduce some few dignitaries to the crowd. Okay. Please sit down. Eyezu, you can all have your seat, please. Eyezu, we have our mother and former Deputy Regional Minister, Madam Lucy Awuni, with us this afternoon. Mama Lucy, wave at the crowd, please. Thank you. We also have the former DCE, Honorable Adoliba, who is also seated here with us. Eyezu. We have the woman organizer for Boku Central, who is also with the high table. Madam, wave to the crowd. Eyezu. We have the former MCE for Boku Central, our own brother, Honorable Isaku, who is part of the campaign team. Honorable Isaku, let us see you. Eyezu, we have our father, Honorable Ben Noah, former MP, Binduri. Eyezu, we have the sitting MP for Garu, Honorable Albert Alalzuga, also here with us. Eyezu, Honorable Cletus Avoka, a household name, is also here with us. MP for Zebila. Eyezu, I have my own MP, the economic messiah, Honorable Isaac Adoko Adongo. He's also here. Eyeza, we have our two chairmen because it's a twin constituency, a twin program. We have the chairman for Boku, who is here with us in the person of Mohamed Awindago Ndego, chairman. We also have his colleague, Chairman Ariku Ayindago. He's the chairman for Binduri. Eyezu, and with former President Mahama's convoy is the deputy spokesperson for the campaign team, Madam Beatrice Ayimpaka Anan. And her boss, Mrs. Joyce Bawa Muktare. Eyezu, with the team is our own father, former minister, and the campaign manager for President Mahama's campaign, Honorable Joshua Alabi. Eyezu, the former chairman for Eastern Region, former minister, and former chief of staff, Honorable Julius Deborah is his name. Eyezu, Honorable Alasa Bubila, former DCE for Pusiga, we acknowledge your presence. I hope very soon all these former titles will be changed. Eyezu, at this point, I think it is important we call on the sitting or the host's chairman to give us the welcome address. Chairman Ariku, please, your people are waiting for you. I think I left the original chairman, right? Huh? So you speak to her.
Okay. Ayazu, Your Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, you are most welcome to Binduri constituency. I know we are here with Binduri and Boku Central, so you are most welcome. Also, we want to welcome all former ministers, all former MPs, all constituency executive, all branch executive to Binduri here today. We are so delighted to have our former president and our incoming president. Inshallah, it shall happen. All protocol observed. I would like to change to Kusal so that we need our delegates. Fa ya wasakwa ken. Mwode miele tui kugunan kurungne onelem na ati president John Dramani Mahama yo oken kusa pugen. Melembode miele former ministers MP nam Banazin ne MP kuda wosa ne constituency executive nam ne regional executive nam wosa kwa ba ken bundor pu kwaleni ntese liningi te malasim bazugo tenam na more to zuran kuruk kalem a onelelem at the president winam yasak yum tusa yi na yum pisina anasile nila mam na fu na yisu ko lebeke president wemi nugo tino mbode mke ka tusuran kuruk bang yelie tenam bundol ne bok yelie oneke zina lala tiati mtisuna sir yel wina mbiasak dakane mpese le lipelda pine yinde zina tinatisu wina mbiasak 99.9% of the votes. So kuyel mamnefu oni zina la tumba na koratum tisgana. Nobody here will tell us what this man have done for Mother Ghana. Look at the suffering you and we are all going through today. I am a farmer. I am a proud farmer. I used to buy fertilizer during his tenure. 75 Ghana cedis. Today, a bag of fertilizer is hovering around 500 Ghana cedis. We want to pledge our support. We want to pledge our support for him that come 13th May, by the grace of God, Binduri will give him 99.9% of the delegates' vote. We want him to come back and continue the good works. I think if the elections were to be the next day, when I say the next day, this next day, in fact, I can even assure him that even the MPP ministers will even vote for him. So I just want to assure him that We are ready for him. We are ready to support him with all our might and our blood and our souls to come and rescue Ghana for the good people of Ghana and for the good people of Binduru and for the good people of Kusau. So, Your Excellency, you are most welcome to the Binduru constituency. Thank you.
Ayezu. Thank you very much, Chairman Riku. We would like to call on our brother, the chairman for Boku Central, to also give us a welcome address. But please, Chairman, we beg you, let's do it within 5 minutes. Chairman Aruku.
Tobai, Tobai, hey, hey, Edu, Eza. Your Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, and all protocol observed, you are most welcome to Boku Kosa constituency. You are most welcome. Mamjel sieli biela la ane mpose te zuran la ye ne onyandola bieba ken kasida mamo sie biele mtis tinamba zila mtira te poboro menga yo ken kwela na amara anizu song ne bon ken song ko yo kena no katenga wen katoluk katebang yo be o ya pompo kena da na bon kane ko ya ponsi katis tolong da ane talas yetina manyeri yel sie budila to noko ntisu ka 2024 ka ba vote ko lep ezu ti usabe kwela kanyet ntira woni 2016 ura ken boka katina mbok dim tira yel yete endorse ne tira yete tisu 90 amata da po banga amata da 97% ezu amba mamboron yelo ne tiete tisu 100%. Sera umeng ti yelie te kel fi basting amata yeto no 100% ane tisu ezu amama me moro kaso game kase tisu ye winam ya shak 2024 ti ya kwen yete vote ti yete vote tisu ne oyo dine ono yo ante na 2024 amama me yam yel siel biela ane te bere ndam so pogon tingla tolle te minye gwamna kanga kena salitisiem malitisiem te mira e ba me da be command siem so mamborum no ko piare tisu ya tinam brand executive ya tinam se de tinam constituency as de tinam se de te punyer siela te bon kur kabada benia ntom party la tuma ngir party la tuma nkwil party la tuma amazina manye kabazi kapmosiele mana so mamborum so so ne ye wina mya shak 2024 tete vote ne ama omemmom onda mosiem mugion yang metestinam northern brothers la dia kazisia tinam kusak solon pela ano ogie ngosete ezu kama morsieli place yel ane ntera omengezila tinam zila usa de wana yumaji tinam kusak te more nimbarek tinam kusak more nimbarek but their independence amatinam nam pudete me independence te kwende ka 6 o'clock at the kwent ka cover god so onzi tinam bore si yalo na ya tinda vote ko lep ama on na nvu yara usa ya ka peace kena ka tinam bidete independence azu tinam zigu sa diene ba me amatinam nam pudete menga so mamor si biele mtisola yalo la tena kenga tiso tena moro yunga bego na nintang tete ziene to nova zugu mkase tiso ka ome ya kenga ome genyang ngostinam fablokza ka tinam branch ko na manje siela ken pa constituency ka tinam mekilim nidip menye siele menyange ngositeme ka ting malo kena ka kusak tiak ka bok tiak ka bundu tiak ka garut tiak ka tempan tiak ka pusuk tiak kateme bange tena mesere me kena ezu mpusi abarkane toma joboy tumwem nusu test chairman tumwem nusu ezu tena jin pelaka labe to kwem nambani more te mengbir te sam te aseng te yap te mengbon nintetar katemiu kabaya te boku central baya te puru boku central yor oyoro dol baya te puru apa isu yor oyoro dol on katebun chairman unopposed chairman 1415 chairman bulldozer temeng chairman apa isu original chairman Alhaji Mumbuni Bonaba. Let's welcome our own chairman bulldozer Tungwem Nusetiu apa isu original chairman
Ayezuzu to lewene bonur chairman ne constitution bok chairman ba bom pia pia nane so ri kamen pushe ne wintang zina the former president obekola zina yokina post namba na delegates namla kayele tiyele ganarim endisirim bana ruojin yeba isimo kuleba enkina fati tena be tool siapo wonla ko kina fati ka wona me asun 2025 wana ko bena office kayanga fati easy to tulu lani mambore yele persi biela anele ni ba yinga bayina yeba ba niele ba meng kabe banke ka ba bangele wona ba me bena ndisi la pogun ka kayele bayina yeba liya namla nana bayine ba nele ba meng so rinda sugula kambor miel bokya ne bunduria ka wona yason war pare da pina taladara ka yangya ka vote ba yine da yanga yuluye e vote ti so ya vote ti your excellency John Ramani Mahama dinda sugula ka oye ko yanga sin bok akra ka yele tinam kinanye ya o mengna du nona kinanye ya ka yele onno ko mengening ya nusun ka wona yason dinda kanda ki ya kekar 100% yanga pam ko men bang yele MPP lim bang yele wone te kenna itri ni namla kat kayele te kenna ka kayele te kenna yete kenna liya namla te kenna itri namla ka kayele te kenna itri liya namla so rina sugula nashin kolaya ka bol pang sommen te sam ti ap ti silwusa ko men yina manu ko nor antwa biela yanga yele ya ke wombo kana be onoron kalebs kana be mene kalebse kada wiri kayanga gar pusuk ne garu ne tempan kayungla so de bibiele mpusha ne tuma That's why I want to tell you. History of Mahama. The victory of Mahama.
Ezu, Eza, hey. Thank you very much. First, I want to express my appreciation to our delegates for leaving everything you had to do today to come and join us. And especially, I'm happy to see our delegates from Binduri. They have always complained that any time I come to Binduri, it's in the night. Today, I'm seeing you in the daytime, Gafili, Gadochi. And of course, our Boku Central delegates, I want to thank you too for joining us this morning. I'm not going to speak for long because we all know what we are here for. On the 13th May, we're going to vote to elect our parliamentary candidates and our presidential candidate. And so on that day, in Binduri, all of you will gather, and in Boku Central, you all also gather. There will be 2 boxes, and you select the parliamentary candidate first, and then after that, you will also vote for the presidential. But let me talk about the parliamentary first. Our chairman of Binduri has just told me that we have 2 candidates who are vying for the parliamentary slot. Now, I don't know if they are here, but if they are here, just rise and let me recognize you. Yeah, come for a handshake. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Please sit down. These 2 are our brothers, and we lost Binduri very painfully because that definitely is our seat, and we lost it because we lost the unity between us. So the point I want to make is that the 2 candidates standing are all known NDC people. And so it's as if it's a contest within a family. And when there's a contest between a family, as soon as the contest is over, everybody comes together to support whoever has been elected. And so I want to tell all our supporters that on 13th May, we will take a decision. If the Constitution allowed it, we would have allowed 2 of them to go. But the Constitution says that every constituency can elect only 1 candidate. And so it means that we have to elect 1. It means we have to elect 1. And if we elect that 1, it doesn't mean that we don't like the other one. But that is what the law says. I'm informed that Boku Central too has 2 candidates. I spoke to the MP today. He was out of the country. He's on his way here, but his flight has delayed. And so that's why he can't be with us. But there's a candidate also contesting, and so if he's here too, I would want to see him. Boku Central. There are 3. Okay, so where are the other 2? Where's your compatriot? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best. So the point I was making was that as soon as we have selected or elected whoever the candidate is, we must all come together and support the person. More often than not, especially the supporters. After we've elected somebody, when the other people who supported the losing candidate try to come back and join and support, we say, no, you went and followed this person, and so you are not part of us. No, we are all part of it. We are all NDC. We're going to support whoever is elected to be able to take the seat for us. Because NDC, inshallah, is coming into government. And we need the majority of constituencies. We need a healthy working majority in Parliament, what we have to do for you. After you have done the parliamentary votes, there will be another box. And that's the box where I have my interest. And so when I called Chairman Bolnavar and I said I was coming, he said, oh, President Mahama, don't waste your time. We in Upper East, we have voted already. And so don't waste your time and come. And I said, no, I haven't seen my branch executives for a long time. And since we held the branch elections, new executives have been voted. And there are many of them who probably have seen me on TV, but have never seen me in real life. So if this is the first time you are seeing me, the person they call John Dramani Mahama, for short JM, I am the one standing here. So now we can see each other, Gafili Gadochi. And so I want to greet all our branch executives and to encourage you that the way is open for us to win the election, but we must not be lackadaisical. The recent Economist International EIU report has said that NDC is going to win the 2024 elections. And this is not the first time they are doing a correct prediction. In 2012, they predicted that I would win that election, and I did. In 2016, they predicted that NDC would lose the election, and we lost. In 2020, they said we would lose the election, and we lost. And this time, 2024, they say NDC will win the election. And they said that NDC is going to win the election on the basis of economic mismanagement of the MPP and the poor governance record. And so what happened? In 6 years, these are the same people who labeled us as incompetent and said all kinds of things against us. A lot of deception, a lot of lies, big promises about what they were going to do. One village, one dam, and they delivered ponds instead of dams. $1 million per constituency per year. And we have a saying in our language that if you won't get something to give to your in-law, don't steal from your in-law. You promised us $1 million per constituency per year. You haven't given it. We don't mind. The small district assemblies common fund that we use for small developments, chips compounds, school blocks in our constituencies, that one too, you are not delivering. They promised that they will transform Ghana in 1.5 years. They promised even that there will be a train that will be running in the sky. Sky train. I'm sure you heard about it. But it teaches us a lesson that when politicians come making big promises, be very careful of them. All they want is your vote and power. In NDC, we don't make those promises. In NDC, we don't talk. We act. NDC is an action party, not a talking party. When we were in government together, we all remember the work we did. We built secondary schools. We gave Binduri a new secondary school. And we built schools all over the country. The E blocks, the dormitory blocks, the lecture halls, the roads, electricity, water, hospitals, the hospital in Garu. And so NDC is a government that is known to share development equitably to everybody. Unfortunately, we left office, and our colleagues have been in office for the last 6.5 years. And in 6.5 years, I can ask you that what positive thing have you got in your constituencies? Absolutely nothing. And again, the projects that NDC was doing that didn't finish, electrification, water, and all that, they've come to a standstill. In power, we started the Tamni Dam. We gave it on contract. Work was going very smoothly. Now it has stalled. And that was a project that was going to bring more than 3,000 acres of land under irrigation, so that all our young people could have an income from agriculture. For agriculture. And yet that project has stalled. But I can assure the people of this area that if they don't finish it, when NDC comes, we'll finish that Tamale Dam so that we can reap the full benefits. We awarded the Bolga-Boko Macomb Road on contract. I remember that day I came and cut the sod, and the contractors were on site and working. And when our colleagues came into power, they stopped that contract for many years. This road would have been long finished if NDC was still in power. Unfortunately, there are still sections that have not been completed. It is my hope that this government will continue and finish it, but if they don't, I can assure the people of Boko that NDC will come and finish this road for you. Our country, Ghana, is broke, and I'm not saying it. Our finance minister has declared us bankrupt because we have overborrowed and we cannot pay our debts. Indeed, when they were borrowing at the rate at which they were doing, we warned them, but they won't listen. At the time that we left office, Ghana's total public debt, domestic and external, and that means from independence till I gave up the seat, was 120 billion cedis. In 6.5 years, this government raised this debt from 120 billion to almost 600 billion cedis. And yet when you ask, what did you do with it? They really have nothing to show. The only thing they'll tell you is free SHS. But we all know the free SHS is not working properly. We have suggested that hold a stakeholder consultation. Bring the parents, the teachers, education experts, and everybody. Let's identify the challenges, and to that, let's look at how we can make free SHS more beneficial to the parents. And they have refused to listen. And so today our children go to school, you spend money sending them to school, and they go within 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they come back home. And you ask why? They say, oh, there's some traffic lights working, so we are the green, some other people are yellow, we have to come for them also to go. They sometimes go hungry in school because there's no food. The quality of the food too is bad. And so if a child is in school and is hungry, how do you expect him to learn? And so NDC will come and make the free SHS better. We're going to come and finish the dormitory blocks we're building, the E-blocks we're building, the classrooms we're building, so that we can create more space in secondary school to accommodate our children. And I can assure you that in the next term of the NDC, all our children are going to go to school at the same time when school reopens. And they will stay there for 2 to 3 months like they were doing under the NDC. And when they vacate, they will all come back home together. We shall dismantle that traffic light. There will be only one light. All Ghanaian children will have a green light to go to school at the same time and vacate at the same time. That I assure you. Today the NHIS is not working. The Minister of Health himself has said the card has no benefit anymore. So he himself, the minister, when he goes to hospital, he pays cash. But if you are the minister, and you can afford to pay cash, what of the ordinary Ghanaians who can't afford to pay cash? They go to the hospital, and the only benefit you get is your folder. We even have two sets of Ghanaians now. Those who can pay cash and those who use NHIA card. So when you go, they ask you, how are you going to pay? You say NHIA, they say sit down. How are you going to pay? Cash, sit down. Then they attend to the people paying cash first, as if the NHIA card holders are second-class citizens. So it's only when they finish looking after them, then they call you with the NHIS card. And once you go to the hospital, you leave hospital, even paracetamol, many times you won't get, no medicine. They just write a prescription for you, and you have to go to the drugstore and buy all the medicines yourself. At least in NDC's time, basic cough mixtures, paracetamol, basic antibiotics, you could get it when you go to the hospital. Today, that is not the case. But that is because the taxes that government collects from the National Health Insurance Levy, it does not release that money to the NHIA. And so when NDC comes, we're going to make sure that the National Health Insurance Authority gets the full money that is collected as taxes from Ghanaians, so that they can provide better health care to our people at the grassroots. But everything that happens is good, and God always has a purpose for everything. And so with all the deception, all the big promises, it is God's arrangement that they should also come and govern, so that Ghanaians will see who they are. Now we've seen them for 6.5 years. There's only 1.5 years left. What they have done is all they will do. If you are sitting and dreaming that there's going to be a miracle in this 1.5 years, I just say you are dreaming. Nothing is going to be added. What they have done is all they will do. And so the people of Ghana know that NDC is the only viable alternative. And so they are asking you to come back and take this country and put it back on its feet. And I'm certain that with the hard work that you're going to do as branch executives and constituency executives, the NDC is going to win power in the 2024 elections and come and continue the good job that it was doing. And I've said that when we come back, we're going to be in a hurry to start new projects. We're going to take an inventory of all our projects that we were doing that they abandoned. But we are more patriotic than them. So we're going to take an inventory of all the projects they are also doing that they didn't finish before we came back. And we're going to focus on finishing those projects before we start new projects. And that is because with the economic crisis they've caused, our fiscal space will be very small. And so we need to use our monies wisely. And so we'll continue with abundant and ongoing projects in the constituencies and the districts so that our people can have use of them. After all, those projects do not come out of any president's pocket. The development projects I was doing when I was president, the money did not come from my pocket. The projects MPP is doing, the money does not come from Akufo-Addo's pocket. It is the taxes all of us as Ghanaians pay. And it is criminal for us to waste taxes in this manner, that a new government comes and abandons all the projects the old government was doing. We're going to show them an example in good governance. That is how nations are built. Like a baton race, a new government comes, continues from where the other government left. If we don't do that, and any government comes, abandons this project, another one comes, abandons this project, Ghana will never ever move forward. And so, like I said, this campaign is in your hands. The way is open, and I'm sure that they're going to work hard to take advantage of it. Security is a problem, especially in this area. And somehow, anytime MPP comes into office, all these security issues boil up again. When NDC is in office, we live in peace. As soon as they come, they'll destabilize everything. And so now look at what is happening. Killings. And I wish to condemn the killing of innocent citizens by our military. Our military is supposed to protect us. We pay taxes to give them those weapons. And they're supposed to use the weapons to protect us, not to kill us. And so when we come, we would like to find out what caused the death of those people. And we must make sure that their families are adequately compensated for their wrongful deaths. But I appeal to all factions. Boko and surrounding towns are very important commercial centers, and they generate a lot of economic activity. When there's insecurity, there's no progress. If we didn't have the security situation in Boko and surrounding areas, you won't believe what this place will become. Everybody loves to live here because it's a busy, thriving commercial center. But now people fear. If they post a teacher or a doctor, they don't want to come because they are afraid that they might lose their lives. So I appeal once again, let's let peace prevail. But when NDC comes, we will do everything to ensure that there's peace in Boko. We have done it before, and we'll do it again. And so let me thank you. Now let me talk about our own party. The second ballot box is the presidential one. And that is where I also have my interest. Already, Chairman has assured me that you'll give me 100%. And I know that the people of Boko have never disappointed me. Binduri and Boko, you have never disappointed me. In 2019, I came here, you promised me that you give me 90-something%. And truly, when we voted, I got 90-something%. There was a little that went out. Part of it was spoiled ballots. And the other one, part of it, my brother here, Professor Alabi, got some of them. So he says I should tell all of you who voted for him that time that I should bring the votes back and add it to mine so that we can get 100%. And so we're going to work hard. And you've promised me 100%. I will also promise you that you're going to lead the campaign of 2024. There's the branch executives, and then the constituency executives, regional, national, and the presidential candidate will all support you. But you are going to be at the forefront of the campaign. And if you're at the forefront of the campaign, then we need to give you the logistics to do the campaign. Unfortunately, most of the time, the complaint we get from our branches is that they don't receive any of the logistics. And so I've decided that I'll do everything in my capacity to get the logistics and get them directly to you. So the logistics won't pass through Bolga. When we load them in Accra, we know Binduri has this number of branches. Boko Central has this number of branches. So when we load every constituency's logistics, 275, we will bring it directly to Binduri, and the one for Boko Central will send it directly to Boko Central. And then we're going to call you from your branches, your chairman, your secretary, your women's organizer. And when you come, we will show the things that have been brought. We will all count it together. If it's t-shirts, how many t-shirts? If we send money, how much money? If we send posters, how many posters? How many bicycles? How many motorcycles? And when we finish counting, we will all sit together and share the items equally. And then everybody will take their share back to their branches and go and share it with your other branch executives. I think this is the only way we can guarantee that we fairly get these logistics to our branch executives. In addition, we're going to give you rewards. And so, every constituency, we're going to look at the votes, how much you increase your votes, and if you increase it above a certain percentage, all the 9-member executives in that branch will receive a handsome reward. Bohobium, I said, we're going to look at your 2020 results and give you a percentage to increase those results. And I said every branch that is able to increase its results to that percentage or above, all the 9-member executives in that branch will receive a handsome reward. NDC, inshallah, is coming into office. And I wish to assure you that when we come into office, whatever is your due share as NDC branch executives, you will get it. If we're recruiting into the armed forces, the police, prisons, immigration, fire service, our young people too deserve to be recruited. Oh, Alawa, are you going? Alawa, don't tell me you are going. Our young people will get their fair share of that recruitment. If they are distributing small loans for women to do business, of course, our women's organizers too deserve to get those small loans. And so we'll make sure they get their fair share. We're not going to ask you to stand aside and let's serve others before we serve you. Because we're all Ghanaians, we all have responsibilities, we have family, we have children, we have husbands, we have wives. If we are giving scholarships for students to study, we also have brilliant children who can benefit. So we'll come for your children and let them also benefit from those scholarships. And so we'll do a lot when we come. We'll stabilize the economy. We will review the Constitution and put in place safeguards for good governance. As I said, we'll establish a Governance Advisory Council that will monitor good governance in Ghana and report to government every year, annually, so that if there are mistakes, we can always correct them. And finally, I've made a promise, I'm sure you've heard it, because normally we say after the elections, we don't hear from the president again, the people we elected, we don't see them again. So I've said that in order to solve that problem, once every year, the way you've gathered here beautifully, as president, I'm going to come. And I'll come with my ministers. And we will tell you what government is doing to improve your lives. But the beautiful thing is that you also will have the opportunity to tell us what challenges you are facing and what you want government to do for you. This will give us critical feedback so that we can work together as one united party. And so I know that by the grace of God, we are all going to work hard inshallah, 2024, NDC is going to win the election and come back into office. The lessons we've learned from the last 6 years is that we will no longer listen to somebody who comes and says, try me, try me. We don't want trial and error. We want experience. And by God's grace, inshallah, we have the experience. And so we're going to work hard. Ghanaians say, NDC, come for your stone. And we know in our tradition, if somebody comes to your house and gives you a stone, it means you advised them and they didn't listen. And now they know that what you said was the truth. In 2016, as I said, we had to get down from the seat. Because if God hadn't made us get down, nothing we would have done would have been appreciated by people. Because they'll say that if MPP had come, they would have done better than that. Because of the big promises they made. In 2020, we went again. We all know what happened, but power did not come into our hands. And again, when I look at it, it was God's way of saving us. Because God knew that they had dug a deep hole. Before 2020, they made everybody believe that everything was well with the economy. But God knew there was a deep hole ahead. And He didn't want us to fall into it. So He said, my children, NDC, stand aside. Your brothers have dug a deep hole hoping that you will fall into it. But I'm going to let they themselves fall into their own hole. And so today they are falling in the hole. They are going on their knees and begging for an IMF program. But the thing about this government is they are never frank to the people. Look at the president. He came and said by end of March they'll get board approval. Then now they say by end of April. Then now they say by end of May. We all know that it won't happen till the middle of the year. Either end of second quarter or beginning of first quarter before they'll get board approval. But they just are used to deception and lies. And so just tell us the truth. By end of June or July or early in the third quarter, we will get board approval for the IMF program. But every day they will give a new deadline that is never met. But anyway, there's an end to everything. And the end to everything for MPP is 7th December 2024, when we do that election and NDC is elected back into office, things will change in this country for the better. I thank you very much. God bless all of you.
Donate to support John Mahama.